whether you're leading countries or companies. At this level, it requires remembering who you serve, the community, the individual, giving them the tools to build their dreams, the courage to use their voice. Out front, not just raising awareness, but shaping policy, influencing regulations, showing them how your vision aligns with theirs. A vision that goes beyond one's lifetime, leaving a lasting legacy for generations to come. But it's not about building a house of power. This is power to the people. You are a pioneer when it comes to the clean beauty movement. As the founder and CEO of Beautycounter, you now have over 40,000 consultants leading the charge for change. When you were just a kid, did you ever see yourself doing the extraordinary things you are now?
I don't think I could have ever imagined that I would be sitting in front of 40,000 women who are part of a movement that I created and changing an industry. There are a number of things that contributed to me wanting to start Beautycounter. I was looking at the fact that we were doing all these things that were detrimental to the earth and simultaneously watching all of these people around me being diagnosed with different types of illnesses, and I started to connect the dots between things that were harmful to the earth and things that were harmful to our health. I was washing my children with a natural foaming oatmeal body wash, and I thought I was doing all the right things. I was shopping, the local farmer's market, eating organic when I could afford to do so. I thought I was taking care of my family, so I was quite surprised when I saw that this particular product rated an 8 out of 9 for toxicity. I was outraged, and I started to unravel the secrets of the beauty industry, and what I learned was kind of the ugly truth, which is that we've been using chemicals of concern in our products for decades, and people know about this, but they haven't really taken action. I felt that we needed to expose the truth. I decided I was going to be the person that was going to disrupt and lead the beauty industry to a better place.
Despite being a $62 billion industry in the US, the cosmetics category is one of the least regulated. What did you learn about this, and how surprised were you?
The United States hasn't updated a major federal law regulating the cosmetics industry since 1938, and that law encompasses all of personal care, all of cosmetics, skincare, the entire $62 billion industry. So we have an 81-year-old law that is insufficient, that still allows known carcinogens and endocrine disrupting chemicals to be put in the products that we use every single day. And sadly, most Americans are still unaware of this fact. They believe that the FDA has the ability to recall cosmetics. They believe that the government is actually screening ingredients for safety before products are put on the shelf. I think you have a right to know that the EU has banned over 1,300 ingredients, and the US has only banned 30 to date. And I think you have a right to know what you're putting on your body, and that there should be complete transparency on the products we're using. And so we really focus on education, formulation, and then advocacy, because in the absence of cosmetic reform, all Americans will still be subjected unnecessarily to harmful chemicals. We're really focused at Beautycounter on what we call our never list. We've looked at chemicals that are linked to cancer, that can cause reproductive toxicity or endocrine disruption, and we make sure that we don't formulate with those ingredients. We hold ourselves to the highest standards in the industry because as leaders, we want to make sure that we're always focusing on safety. We are always striving sort of up and down our supply chain to uncover the truths and to understand what's going on out there and to bring high-performing products that are significantly safer into the market.
Besides using your products as a form of activism, you're also sparking political change in more traditional ways. Tell us about your incredible work on Capitol Hill.
When I started Beautycounter, I think I was the first person to say that the world didn't need another beauty brand. What we needed was a movement for better beauty. I kept telling everyone, I want to take this to Washington, we need to change the laws. And immediately people would say, well, don't tell the investment community, they'll never invest in your company. To which I said, well, then they shouldn't invest in Beautycounter. If they don't believe in this movement, if they don't believe in disruption, then this isn't a place for them to invest. We've started from the beginning using our voices, participating in our democracy, mobilizing our network of independent consultants and our community at large to tell members of Congress that we demand comprehensive and updated legislation. We've spent an incredible amount of time in DC and on the state level advocating for cosmetic reform. We've held almost 1,000 meetings on the Hill since we launched. I'd say that our advocacy it's sort of fully ingrained in who we are, and it's everything to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm a woman that wasn't even really that focused on the beauty industry. I'm focused on change, and I'm focused on leaving a lasting impression for generations to come.
Well, along with your mission, you have a powerful business model. Why has direct selling become such an important part of your go-to-market strategy?
First and foremost, I felt strongly that this story was best told person to person. Movements are powered by people, and that wasn't going to happen at point of sale or any other channel of distribution that wasn't direct to the consumer. On a macro level, if you look at what's happening in the consumer marketplace, people are buying from peers, whether they're bloggers or independent consultants. People are listening to each other rather than stores. And so we decided to build this movement with primarily women who really were impassioned with the mission, really wanted to affect change on both a local and national level, but who also wanted to make money. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we all need to earn an income, and it's nothing to apologize about. I think that the work world is still unfavorably biased against women who are mothers. It's challenging, and so this is an opportunity that affords you flexibility. You can build your business in your own way, in your own time, while simultaneously either holding another corporate job or being, a stay-at-home mom, and that's amazing. We should applaud that. The reality is it's really hard work. It's a job like anything else, and what you put into it is what you're gonna get out of it. And I think if you look at the Beautycounter consultants, they're not what you think of when you think of a quote-unquote independent consultant. They are lawyers and doctors, and they have MBAs, or they're stay-at-home moms with 4 kids. They're amazing, and they're focused on our mission. And to be able to see them join forces and focus on something they believe in, to me, that's really powerful.
Conscious capitalism has gained tremendous momentum in recent years, but very few organizations know how to actually live it like you do. Doing good and doing well have traditionally been mutually exclusive goals. You argue they don't need to be. Why?
I think the future of commerce is in companies that are doing well and doing good simultaneously. We can't afford not to. I feel like we've sold our souls in the name of capitalism. I'm pro-capitalism, but I don't think it needs to be done in a way that's detrimental to the earth and to people. I think there's a way to do both. Consumers are increasingly demanding that of us as companies. They're saying, what's in my products? Who's behind my products? How are you treating the workers? How are you treating the earth? We need to be investing in the future. There are companies out there that are being rewarded by the consumer marketplace, and that's because we're doing the right thing. And so we constantly are talking about the mission. How do we improve? How are we more sustainable? How do we focus on more chemicals of concern? How do we share that information openly? How do we fund research so we have more answers, because there's so many unknowns? I think everyone knows we're totally dedicated to it, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. It's our job as leaders to help lead the way and to show that regulation won't stifle innovation, and that there is a future where all beauty is clean beauty and people can still have really successful companies.
Your tenacity to fight for what you believe in is incredibly inspiring. What would you say to anyone out there who's struggling to find that same courage?
We've talked a lot over the last couple of months about what it means to be a fearless leader. It doesn't mean that you're not scared. I think you are scared all the time, right? It's scary to step out of your comfort zone. It's scary to take a position or to build a business on a platform like ours. But I do believe that you should have confidence. You've got everything you need to be successful, and if you really want to affect change, you've got to step out. You're gonna make mistakes. I've made millions of mistakes, but I feel like people have been there to catch me every step of the way. I'm so glad I did. There's no time like the present to make a difference. I think the thing that I'm most proud of is the empowerment of women, which was truly a byproduct of what I set out to do. I set out to lead a movement to change an industry, to have been able to work side by side with tens of thousands of women who have gained confidence, helped pay the bills, they could be home with their kids. I'm proud of that. When I look to the future of Beautycounter and putting the world in a better place, it's a world where my children and your children and everyone else's children don't need to read the labels on the products that they put on their bodies every single day. I think we've had an impact on so many levels and so many people's lives, and that's just been the silver lining of it all. It's been amazing.
To be fearless is futile. You will be scared. The power lies in feeling the fear and still choosing to move forward. This is courage. In its earliest form, the word meant to speak one's mind with all of one's heart. When we do this, we earn the right to claim the title. Changemakers and champions, advocates and activists.
We're gonna be here.